Hello and welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm gonna see if I can beat Terraria using shotguns only. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, to kick things off, I chopped down some trees for some wood. The first shotgun that I will be getting is the boomstick, which can only be found in the jungle. But as you guys know, going to the jungle with this amount of HP and no armor is very dangerous. So yes, I died a couple of times. After finally securing a safe spot, I started mining down deeper into the jungle. It took me quite some time because I didn't want to go up on the surface because of all the monsters. But after some time, I finally made it down. I was able to find a mahogany tree, so I went down and opened the ivy chest, but unfortunately I didn't get the boomstick. This weapon can only be found in these types of chests, with a 22.5% chance. I wasn't able to find it the first time around because I fell into lava. After respawning, I stored some of my stuff away, and then I drank a gravitation potion and found a sky island with a red balloon inside. I made it back into the jungle and opened an ivy chest and finally found the boomstick. The next step I took was building some houses to let the arms dealer spawn, because what's a gun without any bullets? After waiting and waiting, he finally spawned, and then at night I summoned the Eye of Cthulhu. The reason why the boomstick is so useful against this boss is because it can kill the smaller eyes while dealing damage to the main boss. After defeating the Eye of Cthulhu, I summoned it 3 more times just to get some more extra gold. I went down the corruption afterwards and broke some shadow orbs to summon the Eater of Worlds. I need to be careful not to split the boss too many times, since the boomstick nearly one-shots a single part if all 3 bullets land on one. But unfortunately, that's what happened. I split it too many times and the fight took a lot longer than usual. I got back home and made the full shadow armor set as well as the nightmare pickaxe. I drank a gravitation potion and found another sky island with the fledgling wings, so now I don't have to worry about taking any fall damage. I began mining down towards hell and found some life crystals along the way. When it turned to night, I went to the dungeon and summoned Skeletron. After defeating Skeletron, I went down the dungeon and opened a gold chest that had a cobalt shield inside. I always tend to try and find this item throughout every video just because of my absolute hate towards knockback. After making it down to hell, I started building a bridge for the Wall of Flesh fight. The traveling merchant appeared, so I bought the ammo box from him that reduces ammo usage by 20%. Afterwards, I kept killing the king slime over and over again until I got the mount. After I got the mount, I went back to hell and summoned the Wall of Flesh. I got rid of all the hungries first before I started focusing on the main boss. After defeating the Wall of Flesh, I bought the shotgun from the arms dealer. I went down the corruption and broke some demon altars to spawn in the hard mode ores. Before I start mining the ores, I mined some hellstone to make the molten pickaxe. I started off mining some cobalt ore first, then mithril, and then titanium. After mining enough titanium, I made the full titanium armor set. The next weapon that I will be getting is the Onyx Blaster, and it is an upgrade from the shotgun. The materials that I will need are 10 Souls of Night and 2 Dark Shards. The dark shards can only be obtained from killing dark mummies, and since there wasn't any corrupted desert, I had to make my own. After waiting for a very long time for the corruption to spread, dark mummies started to spawn, and after killing a few, I got enough dark shards to make the onyx blaster. At night, I summoned the destroyer, and after shooting it a couple of times, I saw part of it that was all clumped up together, so I shot that and it did a massive amount of damage. But after it was fully spread out, it took a really long time. The onyx blaster is definitely an upgrade, but as I progress through the game and fight harder bosses, this weapon does fall off. The damage that it does is fairly weak, and it's not automatic, so you have to click every time you want to shoot. After defeating the destroyer, I took care of the goblin army and then found the goblin tinkerer. The next boss I fought were the twins, but this time I used crystal bullets instead of regular ones. I should have used them in the destroyer fight too, but I completely forgot that was a thing. The crystal bullets explode into tiny fragments when it makes contact with an enemy or wall. It was still pretty early on in the night, so after defeating the twins, I immediately summoned Skeletron Prime. I made the pickaxe axe and started mining some chlorophyte ore, which will then be used to make chlorophyte bullets, and those bullets can lock onto enemies. But to be honest, I'm not here to mine chlorophyte ore, or at least not too much of it. I'm here to find the Plantera bulb, which took me God knows how long to find it. I literally killed the queen slime a couple of times before I went back to the jungle to find it. After I found the Plantera bulb, I cleared out some space with some dynamite to make an arena. After I finished, I broke the Plantera bulb to begin the fight. Right after defeating Plantera, I went straight to fight Golem. For this fight, I had to perfectly time my shots with the Golem punches. If I mess up the timing, then I get hit by one of its hands. After defeating Golem, I killed the Wall of Flesh one more time to get any kind of emblem. I turned the Sorcerer emblem into the Avenger emblem and then into the Destroyer emblem. Afterwards, I went to the dungeon and summoned the Lunatic Cultist, but something crazy happened. As soon as I summoned the boss, a Martian probe spawned and I accidentally killed it, and it was never seen again. It's just a habit of mine. Whenever I see something, like an enemy, I always tend to kill it right off the bat without thinking. Also for this fight, I ended up using the chlorophyte bullets just because his size is a lot smaller than most bosses. I really wanted to find the Martian probe again to start the alien invasion because the Onyx Blaster wasn't cutting it anymore. I wanted to get the Xeno Popper from the UFOs, but I spent hours trying to find one and it just never happened, so I just gave up. I decided to just use the Onyx Blaster to destroy all 4 pillars and Moonlord, but I ended up dying a million times. I was able to destroy the Vortex Pillar and the Nebula Pillar, but then I realized that there is one more shotgun that I could get, and it is the Tactical Shotgun that's dropped from Tactical Skeletons in the dungeon. I spent a very long time in the dungeon trying to get the shotgun, but there were just so little Tactical Skeletons spawning. I figured I'd try again later, so instead I went to the jungle and farmed some more life fruits to increase my max health. After getting 500 health, I went back to the dungeon and kept killing monsters until I got the shotgun. This shotgun shoots out 6 bullets, and the best part about it is that you don't have to click every time you want to shoot. It is automatic. I destroyed the Stardust pillar and then finally the Solar pillar. For this fight, I will be using chlorophyte bullets and I will be staying a good distance away from it, just so that I have more reaction time to teleport when he does his laser attack. And it is done. I beat Terraria using shotguns only. This challenge was definitely a lot harder than the rest, but it was still very interesting and I had a lot of fun making it. If you guys enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, comment down below on which weapon I should do next or any other video ideas, and yeah, also subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!